Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, 17th of February, 2023. And there's no news today, no news this morning. So don't need to look at, I can quickly show you. There's nothing on Forex Factory. S&P 500, okay, we seem to be getting a bit of a, sorry, it's US30. S&P 500 bearish. If this red candle here that I've got tentatively fills down to 4,000, it could be interesting. We could see a top here. It kind of looks like a top at 4,200. So S&P seems to be topping outside, and I would say that I would be looking for action like that, kind of back to 3,900. We might see that over the next month or so. We did have slightly bearish reports come out, news reports come out regarding the improvement we've had in inflation and just other monetary policy. It hasn't been as bullish as hoped, and therefore we will probably see some more downside. But you know, it doesn't matter what direction the market's going in for us. It's just an overall idea of what's happening is important for what our daily strategy is. Here, US30, we can see we've pushed down into 33,500. This demand zone seems to has been holding for the past 3 weeks, but it seems to be penetrating right now. So we'll see if that happens today. And again, this kind of action might occur. Next demand zone is here, right? This block, this order block, this buy liquidity order block through here, 32,900 to 33,000. Okay, 33,000 level. That's kind of what I'm looking at on the interim. So, or we bounce out of where we are today and head back up to the top at 34,500. But I mean, this range has just been going now for 3-4 weeks. We're tightening up in the, this little flag thingy that we've got here is coming to a head, and it's only going to bunch up more over the next week or give us a direction. The market hasn't given us a direction for, since 25th of November. So it's been nearly 3 months of non-directionless neutral range. The range has been quite large, and that's therefore we have been a little bit we were learning every single day, and so when we took a couple of big losses last week. Well, some of us did. The newer guys did. I didn't take any directional losses, but when we understand that there's a range occurring, we can be a little bit more prepared for that, I think, and really just make sure we're targeting. We're buying at the higher time frame demand zone and selling at the higher time frame supply zone, and nothing in between, and then we can avoid those situations. But it's going to come with time. 4 hour. Okay, it's holding here at 33,500 demand. We can see that we've actually got some buyback. Okay, is it just going to collapse straight down from here? I don't know. We're never going to know. We could get a little kickback like this, and then that kind of action. Okay, down to demand 33,000, or we're just going to buy straight back up to our supply zone here at 34,500-ish area. So that's kind of like the possible movements today on the 4 hour for the rest of the week. Let's see what happens. 1 hour, remember we're zooming in on this area. 1 hour, we are looking at this demand zone has been penetrated slightly. Okay, 33,600. It's well in that area right now. Our orders left on this floor, is it going to chew through the floor? We shall see. Again, what could happen would just be some buy up. Okay, index is about to open in 5 minutes. Buying back to kind of this area here. right up to that area there where there is a interim supply zone, and then continuation to the downside, okay, towards 33,000, sorry. If that happens, then we're getting a direction put in for us, possibly for the next month, a bearish direction, okay, that kind of action. So is it going to be hard selling today? We'll have to wait and see. Looking at 1 minute yesterday, beautiful trade again. Old patterns came up that haven't in a long time, and it is what it is. I know why that happened, and moving forward, just sticking to the strategy, staying disciplined, staying strong to what we know works, putting our trade in the area of the highest probability. That's how we do it. That's what works. By entering here prematurely, I could see this pattern, the push to a new low, and then the pullback, and then the resultant continuation to the downside. But I entered here, and by entering here prematurely, what I did was put myself off from my ability to trust myself in sticking to the strategy. So that very slight shift, like if the strategy is our system of rules is the most important thing that we have is our structure, and it's habitual, and I can rely on that to form a structure around patterns that I have within me, my own personality, the way that I interact with the market, my own personal PTSD and chaotic history with this art form. Then when I go against that frame of structure, immediately I don't have anything else to fall back on. So there's no support. I'm not supported by the structure of the strategy that I've put in place, or our strategy that we've created. I'm not supported by that, and therefore, I feel lost. And that when price kept moving against me, even though I knew that this was going to happen, I lost confidence in that happening and didn't see the market correctly because I was going in a negative, and it kept holding that bullish pressure for the rest of the session. And so you're thinking, well, this could actually probably just continue back up like this way for the rest of the session. And, if I had actually entered here, I would have made profit. And it doesn't matter if it goes up here, I still would have profited in this area up here by waiting for the bands and waiting for that supply zone. So moral of what I'm trying to say is that because I went against my strategy in the most minuscule way, I didn't trust myself anymore, and therefore didn't trust the strategy, and got cold feet and took a small loss. It was negative $2,000, which is nothing in the account that I'm trading on. But so I'm happy with the fact that I closed that trade for a loss, got out, because the trade just didn't feel right. It didn't feel clean. The energy didn't feel clean in the trade. And it's the most important thing is that, like, if I had won and waited for it and it came back down here, there was an element of luck involved and hope. And I don't want any of my trades to have hope attached to them, especially for a long period of time. I always, like, all the other trades I've taken, which I've put up as a record, I know when I'm going to get a kickback. I know I'm in charge of the trade. I'm offensive. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. I'm waiting for a specific thing to occur. Whereas with this, I'm hoping that this happens, if that makes sense. So really important learning, and really interesting to watch my own mentality and, obviously, of course, see how far I've come as well. And I'm very happy actually with the way I handled this. Of course, I actually closed here, and then, 15, 20 minutes afterwards, what I'd been waiting for all day occurred, but also just like not feeling any FOMO in that, and just not chasing it or anything, and just coming back the next day. Again, I'm such another habit that I'm so proud of having worked upon and now having a part of me. So being vulnerable there, being honest, but also pretty proud of where I'm at, and feeling safe in my ability to at least handle old patterns and adversity in the correct manner. So that was yesterday. The other 5 or 6 people that I spoke to did make money doing this, and that's great. Good for you. I'm proud of you guys, and you did the strategy well, and you proved that well, it works. So that's there. Let's just look at the rest of the week. So yesterday, money was to be made on that pullback and that come back up to the top of the riverbank here. Perfect mean reversion, perfect pullback pattern, fantastic stuff. There was a little bit of money to be made on Wednesday, although price actually didn't quite reach the bands. This kind of behavior was indicative of mean reversion. And whoever sort of captured that little trade, I think the only trade was this one here. Especially if you had a set and forget, it was at the edge of the riverband. It worked, but then pulled away to the upside, and then obviously would have closed. Therefore, afterwards, there was also a trade during the London session in line with this supply zone around here. Tuesday, a super lucrative day for everybody that was riding the waves properly. I did 13.6. Some of the other guys did more than that. And you guys that are learning, that are new, just anything's good. Just being able to, it's not about the money. It's not about the amount. It's about, taking the opportunities when they're there. As soon as we saw this sweep, this was a good trade. This was another good trade. And this was a good trade. Okay. So 3 really nice trade setups, on that news day on the inflation report, that was set from the sweep of the market by the CPI report at 8:30 a.m. So beautiful kind of pattern we want to see before news. And then Monday was not a good day. I still profited. I was just practicing hacking out. I entered here, but in hindsight, again, just please take note of this pattern. If something kicks straight out of the median, wait for it to come back before looking to enter. Okay, if it came back down here and then went back to the upside, you can short it even in an uptrend because it's moving and it's sweeping across the median. But if it holds and continues grinding, it's not safe. And we can see what happened here. It was holding and it just held and continued grinding for the rest of the day. This is the 10% move that happens, once or twice a month. And it's something that we don't want to be in on the wrong side of, and it's very easy to see with this run up from the bottom here and this takeoff from the median. We just need to see price sweep back to the median. Even if it comes back down to this area, then goes up, you can take a trade. But if it just continues grinding, no good, and my bad for entering there. But every single day is a learning experience, and getting better at the pattern recognition. And overall this week, for me was, from I only traded 3 days, and so far, it's something around $15,000 I've done. It's 5,290, 13,605, and then minus 2,290. So that's a nice week. I'm looking to try and do 25 at the moment on this account. Again, those of you that are new, stick with your 25 lot position size and a max of 75 lots on. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. It was a good week overall. Today, I don't know if I'm going to trade. We'll see what the pattern, what pattern comes up. But yeah, just happy with this week, and obviously if I'd left this trade yesterday, it would have been a $20,000 trade. So just coming in with a clear mindset this morning. Looking at today, we can see that we have nothing really happening at the index open right now. We've had kind of a bit of a sweep below. Again, please wait for price to sweep up first. Like it is at the median. Do not take a short here and do not take a long here. Okay, wait for price to come down and see how it interacts here first. And then if it kicks up like this, you can look to short. Okay, vice versa. If it comes down from up here, look to buy. Okay, there are regions, right, that we're looking at. So flat mean reversion today. Okay, they're the regions, but again, not off the bat. Wait for it to wait for price to come into this area. Let's put an alert there just to see what price does when it gets there. Put another alert here to see what price does when it gets there. Okay, if it takes straight out of the median, it needs to, generally price needs to move this distance in one hit. So it'll kick straight out of there. There's a possibility of it going all the way up here. If price has gone all the way up here in one move and you really want to take a trade, wait for it to at least go that distance. Vice versa, straight down from here. Now, if price moves up to this area, like that to the top of the bands, you got a good trade down here. Okay, that's how it works. In regards to where we are in the high time frame, I couldn't say right now we're at a strong demand zone. We've had this range occurring now for the past 3 weeks. This range could continue. I don't want to predict and say that it's not. But either way, you know, a buy or sell is good. Okay, you could have if you have a strong buyback up. Okay, where's our level of demand that we just broke? Here now, that's become supply, pretty strongly in line right now with our upper zone. Okay, that's how this stuff works. And then the next one after that, okay, is this area here, right? Through there, moves through there. That's the next area, okay, which is in line with the distance, I'd say, from there to there, right? That's how it works. So it is what it is. Okay, if it kicks straight out of the median and keeps going, that's the kind of safe zone you want to take a trade in. Okay, wait for the sweep. Otherwise, down the bottom here, where are we looking at for the next level of demand? 33,300. Okay, this area here, so really at the bottom of the bands there. Yeah, just tentatively for now, we can put that in. Okay, and that's our demand zone. So remember, make sure trade. I wouldn't trade past midday. You don't want trades on over the weekend. But yeah, have a great trading day, and that's the setup. Strategy's getting clearer and clearer. Cheers.